Hello guys and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to Photoshop. So in today's class we are still going to talk about colors and basically we are going to learn some new things that you guys can do with colors in Photoshop. So in the past few classes we talked pretty much about modifying the picture in itself, so basically the whole picture, and we talked about a few tools such as, for example, we talked about the curves and the color balance. And I told you that this is one of the most important parts in, well, colors modification. So yes, you have the brightness and the contrast, you have some other things, but basically those are the most important. What we are going to talk about now will be if you guys want to modify a certain part of a picture. So basically, let's say I have my tour right here. So I have my picture of tour right here. And I want to change him colors. So for X reasons, I want tour to become green, for example. So what I can do to make him green? So basically I can decide to paint it in green, so if we decide to paint him in green, we'll select the brush tool, we'll select the color green, and we'll try to paint it. But as you can see, it doesn't make sense. So basically if we try to paint our tour, it won't be beautiful, it's just gonna be like graffitis. So it's not that cool. So how exactly can I change the color of my tour without necessarily destroying the picture itself? So pretty simple. First of all, what we need to do is simply selecting the parts of our tour that we are going to modify in coloration. So basically here we simply need to colorize his hands and his face. So pretty simple. How exactly we'll do this? It's by using the tool right here. It's gonna be with the magnetic lasso tool. So basically you can use the lasso tool, you can use the pull, you can use whatever tool here you want, or whatever tool here you want. You just need to select the part that you want to modify. So basically here we need to modify the hands as well as the face. So first of all, I will start with the first hand right here. So I personally like to work with the magnetic lasso tool because well, it works really fine. So here I'll select the first hand. So once again, it's not gonna be 100% perfect because my goal here is just to demonstrate. So here we go, I have my first hand that is selected. Then the second hand, so if you guys want to select some other places, you simply click on Shift and you can select the other places. So here we'll have his face. So we try as much as we can not to select the hairs, but once again, it's a bit complicated. Here we go. And finally, the other hand. All right. So here we go. We simply select the other hand. So we'll have a piece of the cape that will be selected as well. All right. So here we have our pieces that we have selected. So pretty simple. The next thing that you guys want to know is what places have been selected. So we will click on Select and Mask. So to be able to see this. So from this moment, you are able to see that those are the pieces that we are going to work with. So basically those pieces will be the pieces that we are going to basically modify. So pretty simple. When it's all done, simply click on OK. And then we are going to go here and we are going to select hue and saturation. And from this moment, what we want to do is simply play with the colors. And as you can see here, we have a little layer that have appeared. Basically, this layer tells us the parts that will be modified. So here we can see that it's gonna be the hands as well as the face. So the next step is pretty simple. If you want to colorize those places, if for example, it's a piece of clothing and you don't necessarily need to keep it as perfect, you can simply click on colorize and it will colorize automatically. So once again, here it works pretty well. Usually I don't use the colorize little thing. I just colorize it this way because it makes more quality. It makes it more quality and more natural. So as you can see here, we are able to modify the color of our tour. So basically the tour at first was like this. and then we can simply modify its color, so make it more green if we want it more green, make it more purple if we want it more purple. If we want to select and work with just one color at the time, it's possible as well. So we can, for example, work with the red. So basically add red or decrease the red coloration. And it works pretty much the same way as I explained you. So basically, I explained you this with the color balance. So basically, if you add more red, you have less cyan. If you add more green, you have less magenta, and vice versa. If you add more magenta, it's going to be less green, for example. So as you can see, it's pretty simple to work with. Also, you have some preset functions. So basically, if you just want to modify your, how you can say it, your picture, it's pretty simple. You have your, as I said, your preset functions right here. Preset modifications. And as you can see, it will automatically modify your picture, which is pretty cool. Well, I'm talking about the places that you guys want to modify. So once again, this is a really cool tool that you guys can use. So basically here, I choose to use it on the arms of our Thor, but I could, for example, choose it for the armor of Thor, or for example, for the cape, or even for the background. If I would like to change the colors of the background, it's possible as well. But usually I like to use this tool, especially if I, for example, want to change the color of someone, for example, make it more, I don't know, transform someone into an elf, for example, or making some crazy modifications in the colors of a person, for example, making a person become blue or making a person become purple. Well, I can do it with this function right here. Well, this functionality right here, which is pretty cool. So as you can see here, I'm able to change completely its color, and it stays natural, which is pretty cool. I can play with the saturation, I can play with the lightning. Once again, you want to keep it natural. So once again, don't play too much with the lightning. So you want it to be as natural as possible. Once again, it always depends of what exactly you want to do with the picture. For example, right here, I don't know, I want to create a, for example, a wallpaper. Well, I can create something like this and, for example, add some fire in the background, and it will completely fit, and it's gonna be perfect. So once again, this is an amazing tool that, in my opinion, is perfect. So for those of you who thought that you can just colorize the picture, it's a bad idea. Don't do it. So if we compare the coloration, well, this red coloration right here, well, we'll just make it more red. So here, there we go. So here, all right, we'll keep it like this. So this red coloration, or this, well, we'll have our red coloration right here, or this red coloration that you guys decide to add to the picture. You'll see it's not that beautiful. Here we go. All right, great. So once again, if we compare this with this, it's not gonna be as good as it is. So I hope you guys right now understand why it's better to use this tool, so basically the hue and saturation tool, instead of using, for example, just the pencil tool or just any other type of tool that will, for example, that will simply change the color of, for example, a piece of clothing or the face of the person or whatever, because once again, it's not going to be natural at all, like I showed you at the beginning of the class. So I hope right now you are able to work with this tool. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class.